Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. Um, I probably should get the share screen up, shouldn't I? Just, just to throw something out there. So now, I spoke about an old survey from Wizards about D&D yesterday. Um, Earlier today, I did a bonus episode. You can find it on YouTube, where I did a follow up because some people were like, "Oh, these numbers are bullshit," or "Oh, that's my gaming group is 90% 50 and older. What do they mean? Only 11% of gamers for D&D Fifth Edition or over 40." You can listen to all that. I did it from the car. Here's the deal: there's a new survey, believe it or not, today. Now, I'm not sure if this was only some of the earlier surveys or if random people are getting this, but I did not. I just did the survey, uh, and people were saying that they went through the survey and then you got like halfway through it, and then an NDA popped up. And what the NDA says is, "Thank you for agreeing to take our survey. Your answers will be kept strictly confidential, only be used to aggregate for research purposes. To participate in the survey, you are agreeing to keep all information about the survey, including, I guess, graphics displayed in the survey." It's a bad screenshot I'm looking at. "Within the survey, completely confidential, and further agree not to disclose to any other party, nor to attempt to copy, print, or download any information from the survey. Please note that in the case of any leaks, it is possible to link back to your participant ID. Violating this agreement may result in fines and or further liabilities. Do you agree to keep the content of this survey confidential?" First off, I don't believe that is an enforceable NDA because it doesn't ask you what your age is. Well, I guess maybe early in the survey they do ask your age, but there's no proof of it, right? There's no validate your age, enter a valid credit card information like they used to do with wink, wink, free porn sites, right? To make sure you're 18 or above. I don't believe that if anybody under the age of 18, let alone under the age of 13, were to agree to this, they could be held legally liable. So, apparently, I haven't done a huge research on this online. Apparently, the questions that I was not asked had something to do with possible future of D&D, and there's somebody mentioned 2024. I guess that's when they think that the next edition of D&D is going to be released. Or is that when the movie's coming out? I don't know. Right? I thought the movie's coming out in 2022. In any case, the basic questions that they ask is your age, what editions do you play, and that included, they didn't include original. All right? They included basic, BX. So, which editions do you play? And for me, it was like, oh, well, BX 1E, 2E. Great. Then it was, what editions have you played in the last 12 months? Now, for me, if I'm playing something in Swords and Wizardry and or Osric, so that's basically BX 1E. Percentage of your time that you are the DM. Interesting question. All right, so they're getting some interesting demographic questions about their player base. 90% in my case. Official online presence. I did not know that there's an official Dungeons and Dragons Discord. And then the Dungeons and Dragons Instagram. I still don't fucking understand Instagram. But they are asking about the official locations where you can find D&D. And again, when we're referring to D&D, they are referring to 5th edition. Now, I know there's a percentage of the populace that says Kleenex for facial tissues and Scott's for toilet paper and Xerox for copy machines. D&D is kind of like that generic term for role-playing. But you have to realize when they do these surveys, they are thinking about their current edition, unless they ask you otherwise. What else? Oh, so they asked you how much you spend. and I guess if it was a 12-month basis, but how much money do you spend? And I don't spend shit on 5e, except for maybe some of the tchotchkes. Some of the occasionally the oh, look, those cool miniatures, or I wanted the Hand and Eye of Vecna, but really had no place to put it. But things like that. They're looking at, certain licensed products, adventures, core books, rule books. They're looking to judge their market. And now, before people go poo-poo, these will be interesting numbers to see when they do, if they do, release them. Because it will give an idea of what the D&D market is. Because that's a market that not just applies to third-party publishers and old-school publishers like Trollord, like Frogod, like Goodman, because these companies make the bulk of their monies from 5th edition products. Don't fool yourself. Don't say, oh, well, Trollord, they have their own system, right? Castles and Crusades. And Goodman has DCC RPG. And Frogod has Swords and Wizardry. Don't fool yourself. They make the bulk of their monies on 5th edition products. Goodman less so. But I'm sure that the 5th edition classics line, right, where they republished B1, B2, and lots of other stuff, I think, including Temple of Elemental Evil. There's like at least 5 or 6 editions out. These large, oversized hardcover books at $50 a pop. These are being sold to 5th edition players in addition to old school gamers. And I can guarantee you that the 5th edition players are buying a lot more of these than the old school gamers because there's a lot more 5th edition players. So the bankroll, the 5th edition bankroll is keeping old school OSR products as viable print choices. All right. So again, I know there's people out there who go, oh, 5e haters. Listen, without 5e, your OSR selection will be a lot less than it is. There'll be a lot less money in it than there is now. What else did they ask? They asked what currency you buy your products in. That's an interesting one. Because that's going to tell them also where their markets are outside of the U.S., outside the U.K. Very interesting. Oh, by the way, they did ask what systems that you played, what you DM'd, all that stuff. And you can actually write in non-D&D stuff. So I put in Swords and Wizardry. So they will then also get a chance to see, if you take the survey, you'll get a chance to see, they'll get a chance to see other games that are being played. Old school products, it doesn't hurt for us to get that known. I know there's a lot of people that go, fuck Wizards of the Coast. I don't want to fuck them. All right? But again, they drive the market. And Wizards is not hurting the OSR. In the long run, they are helping the OSR. We need to recognize that. Okay, I think failure to do so does us a misservice. So there is a new survey. Let me see if it's here. Oh, I see. It seems you've already taken this survey. I'll bring it up on another browser. I'll link it with this YouTube video. Hopefully, I'll remember to add it to the podcast notes when the podcast goes up. But seriously, folks, take it. You're gonna show them that their older editions are still being played. Why shouldn't we show them that? We certainly should. Folks, as always, be safe, be well. Take precautions against COVID. We are still in the midst of the world of COVID. I am not a medical professional. I am not going to tell you, get vaccinated, don't get vaccinated. Wear a mask, don't wear a mask. You know what? You've got to make common sense decisions that will protect your health and the health of your family, your friends, your loved ones. God bless. Knock on wood. I'll be back again tomorrow and Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, live stream with myself and Bad Mike talking crit. I believe we'll have a special guest. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. All right, folks. On that note, I'm going to bow out. Look at that. Two videos today.